Happy birthday! Hi, I'm Jen Elledge. I'm a sexual health expert and I'm here to help you talk to your kids about sex and growing up. Here with another book review to help you get started with this conversation, especially with a younger child, and you want to tell them a little bit about how they were born. This can be a very great book to start the conversation or get their wheels turning about maybe how babies come about. Okay, so if you're ready to broach that conversation, this might be a great book for you. It is a generic book. It does not fit all families, and obviously not all birth stories will sound this way, but it could be a primer to help you sort of tell the story of your child's birth, and you can use this in the illustrations to help you kind of guide it, but maybe not use all of the text that is here in the book. You can obviously improv and add your own and information about your child's birth story that way. Okay, so Robbie Harris is the author of this, one of my favorites. She wrote the It's Perfectly Normal book series. It's so amazing. And several other books. I'm wondering if maybe this was one of her her older books. It was, it looks like it has a 1996 published date. And the illustrator is the same illustrator that she's used on other books, but I felt like this looks very different. I didn't think it was the same guy. So anyhow, just my 2 cents from being a fan of hers. Okay, so this is what the book looks like. The illustrations, very realistic illustrations, are beautiful. I'll never ever forget the moment you were born. Out pushed your head, covered with wet and shiny hair. Then the rest of your wet and slippery body slid out and the doctors caught you with both hands. Suddenly, there you were, a whole new person, our baby. We saw all of you from head to toe and we loved you the moment we saw you. You let out a loud cry, about as loud as a coyote howling at the moon. It was hard to believe that someone so tiny and so new in the world could cry so loud, but you did. Your cry filled your lungs with air and you took your very first breath. Even though you were only a few seconds old, you were breathing on your own. So she sort of wove in some of the education of birth, a tiny little bit, into the story. So she talks about how the lungs are working for the very first time. Obviously, not all babies are born naturally, so maybe not everyone will, be pushed out, so to speak. So if you had a C-section or some other sort of birth story, I'm sure there might be a way to tweak this, perhaps, or there might be some more specific books to those birth stories. I'm going to look for them. My son was born through a C-section, so, I don't know that this would be the book I would read with him or not. I'm going to look for more. Anyhow, you let out a alert. Oh, we read that part. Okay, you and I were still attached by a long, twisty cord. For the 9 months before you were born, food and air came through the cord. Now you didn't need it anymore. So the doctor clamped it and snipped it. It didn't hurt you or me. Your daddy kissed you on top of your head. Obviously, this is also a heterosexual couple, and so same-sex couple might want to find a book that's maybe more specific to them as well. I'm sure there's some great ones on IVF and stuff. I'm going to find them. Moments later, the doctors took a good look at you and told us how healthy and how beautiful you were. They put bracelets on you, cleaned you up, all the details, some more illustrations. Daddy scooped you up like a football and you sucked your thumb. So it's like little details like that. While you slept, our friends saw you, and everyone was so happy to finally meet you. You began to whimper, and suddenly you're awake. And so this is a nursing page. So it's pretty simple. You don't see the breast, you don't see the nipple, but you get the point. So I think it was a good picture. It would be okay to show a younger person, but every family's different. So here's the book, what that page looks like if you were comfortable with that. If your child giggled, just kind of go, giggle with them and just be like, okay, bodies are bodies, and just move on, right? After you nursed, I held you over my shoulder and rubbed your back. You were burped, you peed, you pooped. So it's quite a bit of detail here. You made us laugh, you made noises. Grandma and Grandpa came. all this stuff, okay? Late that evening, we counted your fingers and toes, you fell asleep, and we snuggled, and so this is the last page. I looked at you, snuggled in between Daddy and me, and I kissed you both goodnight. You were only a day old, but you didn't seem so new anymore. I felt as if I had known you forever. Happy birthday, I whispered to you, and soon I fell fast asleep too. The end. So, yeah, it's kind of, older book, but I saw it at the library, thought I should check it out, and that's my book review. Again, this is Jen Elledge, sexual health expert with the Talk Institute. I hope to see you in one of my other videos. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.